Tony, welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
I'm gonna get my stick. Thank you so much. Tony Walker in the house.
Yeah, he's the only one screaming, but I like him. He's good.
Yes. Tony Walker.
I like Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's really good.
Tony Walker's all right, too. Thank you so much. Tony Walker in the house.
Yeah, he's the only one screaming, but I like him. He's good.
Yes. Tony Walker.
I like Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's really good.
Tony Walker's all right, too. Thank you so much. Tony Walker in the house.
Yeah, he's the
Okay. Hi, everybody. Here we are. Happy Monday to you. Welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Day Comedy Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Let me fix this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. We're the Knockem Day Comedy Show coming at you on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. We are on YouTube. I don't think I talk all the time about Facebook, YouTube. This show doesn't even get shown on the YouTube feed, on the Facebook feed. So on the Facebook feed, we just post a link, and that sends you here to YouTube. So thanks for watching. Please share the link to this show. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. And we appreciate the support. Good morning, Romeo.
Romeo's here already?
Romeo is
here.
here.
He is.
And speaking of all the great shows, today we had Coffee with the Dog this morning. We got us now. Jeff is here, by the way.
I am. I'm here.
Jeff is here. I don't think there's treading water this afternoon. Hugh has been working a lot. That's why there's been no treading water lately. We do have stand-up memories with Jackie Martling and Peter Bales tonight at 6. Steve's great at 6:30. And no Let Them Cook, the superhero podcast. That hasn't happened in a few weeks either because Zach has been working on Mondays. So we'll have to figure some stuff out.
Why are all these jobs getting in people's way?
I know. I don't go for that work shit.
No, it's a nasty four-letter word.
Oh, the worst
The W
four-letter
word,
word.
forget it.
Yep. And we're not talking about Walker. We're talking about the work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Four-letter W word.
Although I have to say, who was I talking to over the weekend?
I don't know.
I was talking to a guy that I know from the phone company, and we were talking, and we were talking about work, and we got to talking about the studio, and I was telling him this is the hardest I've ever worked in my life, running this freaking studio.
Yeah,
man.
here a lot.
I'm here a lot, but then I have to plan, a daily 90-minute show, come up with stuff to talk about, book guests, do research on the guests, then engineer the other shows, try my best to handle the social media and maintain things. And I it comes down to even, I come in here with a vacuum, although I am very overdue right now. This place is a mess.
Yeah, the carpet needs a little vacuuming.
Yeah, and then right here, dust.
Oh, God.
But, but you name it. If it goes on in this room, it's me. So, yeah, this is the hardest I've worked in my freaking life. It's crazy.
Worse than climbing poles.
Definitely not worse. Well, I'm working harder.
Yeah.
But at least this is a fun place to work.
I got you.
And not that I had fun at the phone company. I had fun with the guys, most guys, but the company sucked.
Mm-hmm.
The job was all right, but it's just the company sucked. They made life tough. But I don't know how we got into that.
I don't know.
But yeah, so talking about all the great shows. So so some of our shows, they're around. They got scheduling issues going on, but we're still cranking. It's a light week here this week. We got Hershey and the Keeks tomorrow night, Circling the Drain Wednesday. There's nothing Thursday night. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. I know we had promoted. Don and I were going to come in here this past Saturday. Don called me Friday night. He's like, I'm around this weekend. Why don't we do a green room? Why don't we come in Saturday night while the show's happening? We haven't done that in months. Oh, you got a call.
Turn that off.
So I said, we haven't been here in months. Let's do it. Not even thinking about the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday I'm at my daughter's special needs bowling, at the PAL. One of the parents is saying goodbye to me at the end, and she goes, enjoy the snow tonight. And then all of a sudden in my head, I'm like, oh, man. So Don lives in Manorville.
Yeah.
So I call him up that afternoon. I was like, dude, you sure you want to drive out here. I go, it's supposed to start around 8.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it did. At least around here, it started a little
And it
before
was
8.
On the ground fast. It was
Yes.
accumulation quick.
It was sticking
It
immediately.
was like 1 minute we looked out the window, there's nothing, and like 20 minutes later, like, holy crap.
So Don, it normally takes an hour. If we were here with that sticking, like you said, I mean, probably 2 hours to get home for him, which just would have been silly.
Yeah.
So we said no. So we canceled it. However, this Saturday, it's pretty much locked in that we're going to be here. I mean, unless there's bad weather again, but I don't know if there's supposed to be. This week is supposed to be crazy with the weather.
We're supposed to get supposed to be some more snow tomorrow, but I'm hearing like maybe an inch or two.
I heard differently. I heard an inch or two Tuesday night, but by Wednesday morning it'll be a total of 3 to 4.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Still.
But then, like temperature wise, mid to late 30s. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday supposed to hit 50 and get rain. So it's going to be a crazy week with weather.
Wash all the crap away.
Yes. So I don't know what that means in here. I don't know what that means for me and Don on Saturday. But as of now, it looks like Don and I will be here Saturday night. The comedian playing the club is a comedian by the name of Ismo. This guy is funny. He did call in on this show a few years back. Very funny. He's from Finland.
Oh, yeah?
And he talks a lot about like the differences between Finland and America.
So it's not the guy from Norway I saw with Louis C.K. the other day. I can't remember what that guy's name was.
When you told me a guy from Norway, I actually thought of this guy, Ismo.
Yeah.
And then when I described him, Ismo's got like longish hair. He's a little plump.
No.
Yeah, and that's what you told me.
Skinny
Definitely
as a rail, short hair.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the same guy.
Funny though.
And in the Giga Room, Joe Curry will be playing on Saturday. So, and he's a good friend of Don and me. So it's almost a guarantee that he'll come in. I think our old friend Linda Marcus Smith is playing too with Joe Curry. So she'll come in and hit on us the whole time. Linda Marcus Smith is like 75 years old, but she just walks around hitting on everybody. Yeah.
Lonely.
Yeah. So it should be a good time Saturday night. So, all right. So that's that. All right. Now, I was going to ask you about the Super Bowl. I was going to ask you about your weekend, and we'll get to that. But I want to start with what you got first. So please.
Well, as you know, this morning was the pre-sale for Billy Joel and Sting at Citi Field.
Billy Joel and
City
Sting.
Card pre-sale
Citi
this
Field.
morning, yes. So, I get
not to interrupt,
Okay.
but just for a second, let me just point out, if you're not from around here, Citi Field is where the New York Mets play. It's in Flushing, Queens, which for Jeff and I, depending on traffic, but on the average, takes only about a half hour to get to.
Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes.
No bridges, which means no tolls, no nothing. It's just basically one parkway, straight line, and you're there.
Exit, and you're pulling in the lot.
And for Met games, it's a huge parking lot. Parking is hardly ever an issue. It's expensive, but that's a whole other story in itself. So yeah, it's very convenient for guys like us to get there. So yeah, Sting and Billy Joel. So my apologies for interrupting. Go
No,
ahead.
not at all. Your show. But, so, 10 minutes before tickets go on sale, you could get in the waiting room on Ticketmaster. Get in the waiting room. And then when the sale hits, you get put in the queue. So I'm like, all right, so 10 minutes. I think it was 8, a little less than 10 minutes I got in the waiting room. And then finally I got put in the queue as soon as the tickets went on sale. And I was number 11. I think it was 1,180 people in front of me, which is nothing.
Yeah, that's not
That is
bad. Yeah.
nothing. I was like, oh. It got to me within less than 3 minutes. I was number 1. I'm next. And it says, it's going to be your turn to pick tickets. And it's thinking, and it kicks me out of the room back onto the pre-sale screen.
Now, yeah, so you're there, you're number 1,
I'm
and
waiting.
then it just switches back to the pre-sale.
I'm waiting for the screen to pop up where you got to put the city code pre-sale in, so you're eligible. It put me back into the
no error message,
no error message, nothing.
Just
So I try and go back in.
Unbelievable.
And then it puts me in, but bounced me right back out again. It said, you're number 1 already, and bounced me right back out again. It took about 5 times to actually get back into the queue, where I now had 20,000 people ahead of me.
Unbelievable. 20,000. That's
was
a little
pissed.
That's a little less than half the freaking stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pissed. So then, as I got my phone up on the dash, it's doing its thing on my way here. And then as I'm pulling in the parking spot, I was next. So I sat out there a couple minutes. Hey, all right, yeah, I can get tickets. And I'm looking. I'm trying to see where I want to sit. I go to the pay screen, $300 a ticket. I said, screw that, man.
The
I'm not
cheapest ticket, right? This was a nosebleed seat?
It was nosebleed, but in all fairness, the nosebleed still were the same price as the 500s were the same price as like the 100s and 300s. So it was like one general price practically. It was very little price difference. So I was like, I'm not paying $300 a ticket.
$300.
Not right now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Billy Joel. Sorry, Sting, but that's insane.
Yeah. Well, because it's a double bill that you got to pay a double. Oh, screw that. Because then now it's okay. 2 tickets. You're talking $600. You didn't even have a freaking hot dog yet,
right?
Or beer. People that parking $50
at least,
probably $60 for that show.
Yes.
I bet it'll be $60 for that show.
I bet you're right. At least,
yeah. So I was like, yeah, you're talking, just under $1,000. By the time you go home, you probably spend,
right, whether it's gas or a train ticket.
Gas, train, and then you're having snacks and something to drink there.
Yep.
Or whatever.
And yeah, snacks or some kind of food, drinks. I mean, just soda or water,
Oh, yeah.
And snacks. You're talking
I think
$50-$60 right there.
Yeah. I think a water's probably like $7 or some $5 in that place. A little bottle, 20-ounce bottle.
Yeah, I think it's more around 7. I think, but that too. They events like this, they jack it all up.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was towards like somewhere around $10.
Yeah, yeah. But if you go for that same concert, like in Nashville, it's probably half the price or close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel in Nashville. It was nowhere near prices up here.
Really?
Yeah. It's this whole northeast corridor that you just get jacked.
But
upper northeast of the states.
Most people aren't in your position. Most people then have to pay for the flight down.
Yeah.
So it kind of evens out. It's so aggravating. And honestly, I'm not judging, but I don't know how people do this. How do you go out and spend at least $1,000 for one night?
Hours.
Yeah, right.
A few hours.
Well, total, leaving the house, by the time you get home, maybe a 6-hour night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going crazy trying to figure out, even when I took the family to England, a few months ago, I was like, thank God I had White Post because, White Post practically paid for the flight for the 4 of us.
Yeah.
For the flight, not the actual,
yeah.
Not the rest of it. To have $1,000.
Yeah, crazy. Now, of course, I didn't check to see how much of seats in the field were going for, but I'm sure it was, obviously going to be way more than $300 a ticket.
Right.
I was like, no, sorry. I would have liked to have seen Sting. I've only saw him when he did the Police tour, but I've never seen him solo.
Oh, I'm a big Sting fan. I've seen him solo many times.
Yeah, I never have.
Love it and of course I've seen Billy Joel a million times, and it's actually funny. August 21st is that concert.
Mm-hmm.
August 21st, 1992. I saw Clapton and Elton John at Shea Stadium, and talk about a double bill.
Yeah,
I had floor seats. I had, I think, like 10th rows off stage left. The last section over, but it was still fine seats. Lenny Kravitz was sitting near me, and one of the guys from the band Living Colour was sitting near me. Oh, and Steven Tyler was sitting near me, too. 2 tickets. It wasn't even $100 a ticket. And like I said, I was on the floor.
Yeah.
Like 10th row. And the tickets weren't even $100 each. For Elton John and Eric Clapton. Parking was free back then. It's insanity what it's turned into.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the date, by the way, because that's the date of my first marriage.
Huh.
And
Okay.
I was there with my buddy Rob, and I remember we were on the train, and he turns to me and goes, "This time next year, you'll be committing suicide." I was like, yeah. And that's been a running joke of ours ever since. On that date, we'll text each other like, back then it was a year from today. Now it's, 30 years ago today. You were stupid, stuff like
30
that.
years ago, what the hell?
Oh, we've been divorced almost 30 years. It's crazy. Time flies. It really is crazy. But this makes me mad.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, Sting, two guys who don't need the money.
Right.
Who can afford, you know what, make every seat. You can make every seat in the house $100. You'll sell out.
It's going to sell out as it is at 300.
But that makes me mad. Again, where are you people getting the money from? How are you doing this? Why? And like you said, seats on the field, on the floor, probably, in the thousands. This weekend, the Super Bowl, I think the average ticket was
$5,000.
Yeah. How? It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
The Super Bowl, all the celebrities that go, and they haven't been to a freaking game all season. All of a sudden, they all want to go to the Super Bowl, and it's because of them paying those prices that they can keep those prices up, and
Well, you would think because you got celebrities like them that can pay crazy money for those suites and whatnot, you'd think they'd make their money that way, and slobs like us can get in with and pay normal.
Yeah.
They should do that. They should have a normal section.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying the top of Citi Field, the seats that are in another state, practically another time zone, $300.
Just $280 and change.
That's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as I would love to go see both of them, but I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Sting in 20 years, and I've seen him many times. But it's been 20 years since I have seen him. Billy, it's different. I have seen Billy a few times since, but there was a time if Billy Joel was in the tri-state area, I was there.
Yeah.
Back when I was single before, or at least before these damn kids.
Kids sucking up all your money.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They are.
That's what it comes down to. I got to sell one of them to go to this damn show.
I know.
I should have had a few more, just so I could sell them
You
off.
could sell a few.
Yeah, because
and still have one or two maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could have kept Sammy and Zach, and then if we just had more,
Yeah.
just not get attached, just sell them off like a puppy mill.
Yeah, true.
And then I'd be able to afford concerts. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad deal. People want babies.
They do.
They're
the high commodity, high demand.
If they're looking to pay $300 for a ticket, well, they'll pay me a few grand for a baby.
Why not?
And, you give the baby away as soon as it comes out. So, again, you don't get attached.
No.
Who's going to miss
I don't get it. But,
now
Ticketmaster gets away with it because people don't boycott anything. Nobody will ever boycott anything.
Even Pearl Jam, remember they were fighting.
Tried. They
and
tried
even
for years.
That was 30 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody has fought them since.
No.
Now, there is one option. I think you're still paying money, but you'll get taken care of. One of the sponsors over there on Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz on Tuesdays and Thursdays is Ticket Bash. Now, Ticket Bash actually has done some stuff in here before Peter Schwartz was in here. Vinny from Ticket Bash is the greatest guy, and he's fair, and he treats his customers well. If you wanted to try that and tell him, I have hooked people up with him before, and people have. I don't know what he's done for them, but I do know that he has taken care of them because this place was mentioned. So you're still spending money, but probably for better seats. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's getting you a parking ticket or something, or maybe you get some kind of VIP treatment. So maybe that makes it a little more worth it. And like I said, Vinny the guy is aces. I don't know.
He must be doing all right because none of the people you hooked him up with have complained to you. So
exactly.
He's doing something good.
Yeah, we're not.
Whatever it may be.
I'm sure we're not talking, first row for $300.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But, so you're still spending some money, but at least you're getting something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, it is a halfway decent price. So, yeah, that really does kind of suck. Billy Joel, who used to fight against ticket scams all the time, obviously has given up.
Yeah. Because it's just so weird. All of a sudden I get to being, next in line, and I get booted out of the room 2 or 3 times before I was able to get back in.
Well, we know exactly why that is.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
But Ticketmaster does nothing about it.
Right. And our elected officials, who should be stepping in, won't.
Never will.
I'm sure they're getting
But
something
the best
out of it
is
too.
when and like I said, I didn't get any error messages, no reasoning, but like times before, you appear to be a bot. I'm like, holy shit, because we have a fast phone, good internet connection. It's working too fast for Ticketmaster's website. It says you appear to be a bot.
Yeah, that's bullshit too.
It is.
That's just that was just their excuse for booting you. Now they don't even bother giving you an excuse. They just boot you. Crazy.
Bullshit.
All right, so Ann and John are flirting. Ann had bad weather over the weekend. Okay. Fremder, some people bend over backwards for concert tickets. Some people bend over forward for Elton John tickets. Fremder, just heard on the news there was Oh. Yeah, I'm not reading that one.
Not the time.
What's that?
Not the time for that.
No, definitely not. Especially since it's all racist. Yeah, speaking of Elton John, I like his new song. Have you heard it?
I did not hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What was it? What's it called? Who Needs Angels Anyway? It's him and Brandy Carlisle.
I heard about it. Yeah,
they've made a complete album together.
So is he going to come out of tour retirement to support the album?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Well, he never said that he's retiring.
Well,
really.
he just said he wasn't going to do major tours.
Major tours.
So yeah,
like Paul's not doing major tours anymore.
True.
Although by his schedule, you wouldn't think that.
Well, Billy Joel too.
Yeah.
This coming summer, he's playing Giant Stadium, Yankee Stadium, and now Citi Field.
Citi Field.
Stadium
tour.
Yeah. So
none of which we'll be going to.
Yeah, exactly. Unless, I don't know, do we know anybody at Citi Field? Is the Mets owner, he's married, right? So we can't even blow him for tickets.
No.
All right.
He'd probably say, go ahead anyway, Tony, and then, no, you know what, I can't get anything once you were done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
You think our wives would be like, if we talk to our wives, hey, look, they're for concert tickets.
No.
Plus the fact
wouldn't
that,
work.
plus, they wouldn't even be tickets for them. It would be for me, you and me. So.
They definitely wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
Nope.
Yeah, the only way I'll see Billy Joel this summer is if I happen to see him at the motorcycle shop.
Yeah.
That's the only place I'll see him.
And that's him living in Florida most of the time now.
Well, yeah, but I'm assuming, it seems like he's a fair weather. Like I think
he's going to be a
spending
snowbirder.
Yeah,
snowbird.
I think he's spending his summers up here.
Snowbirder. That's
and
a new
again,
word.
well, no, it is now.
Yeah.
But again, playing this area, this summer 3 times. So I'm assuming, most of the time he'll be up here.
Yeah, he'll probably be at his place in Amagansett because he doesn't. The one in Center Island is still up for sale.
True.
So I doubt he's even staying there.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's still hitting up that motorcycle shop.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you right now, if I see him, I would say to him, Billy, what's with these concert prices? Billy, you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Look at it. Look at his leg. I haven't worked.
Right?
I haven't worked.
Exactly.
My buddy Jeff, he's out. He's got a thing going on.
Hook up 2 Hicksville brothers.
Hicksville
man.
brothers.
Hook us up. Didn't you watch the dedication of Chuck Arnold where I gave the speech just before you?
Clearly, he didn't.
Yeah, true. I actually kicked myself for that because when I finished my speech, I walked away and sat down.
Yeah.
I was one of maybe 6 people in that room who knew that Billy was actually going to be there. I got some inside info. So why I didn't stay up there? And I knew he was after. I knew he was after me because they actually told the crowd that I was the last speaker. So I knew that he was coming out after me. So I don't know what. When I finished, I don't know why I just didn't step to the side and wait. Because I could have had a quick word with him then. Shut up. Oh, you screwed me up, sons of bitches, spam callers.
Ah, don't you love those?
So yeah, I should have stayed up there on stage. Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Yeah, you screwed up.
And I could have said, hey, can you lower your concert prices?
Yeah.
Or, hey, you got any tickets in your
But
pocket?
he's cheap.
Is he?
Unfortunately, he's very cheap.
Yeah, I have heard that. Actually.
I've heard like back in his drinking day when he would hit the bars locally. Like what was the one on over at the Allied Shopping Center? He went in there one time.
Oh yeah.
And he people were like, oh, Billy, I'm gonna buy you a drink. I'm gonna buy it. And people are buying him drinks. He didn't return one round. And I think he, if anything, he left maybe a couple of dollars. But I think he left nothing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I knew a guy in the 70s as his star was rising, and he was starting to in the late 70s buying property on the North Shore. I knew a guy that owned a restaurant in Port Washington. And he said, and Port Washington, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of a nicer part of Long Island. A lot of the Mets live up there during the season.
Sports figures up there.
Yeah. In 1986, there was a bar in Port Washington called Finn McCool's. It was almost a daily event. You would see the Mets or see a Met there. Anyway, buddy of mine owned a restaurant in Port Washington. Billy was a regular, and he said, he was very cheap, very very poor tipper. He said to me.
Yes.
Which I don't understand.
Makes Hicksville people look bad.
Yeah. You would think, well, and who knows? I mean, we're talking 70s, 80s, maybe now, maybe since then, as his wallet grew, maybe he's gotten better. I don't know. You'd like to think.
You'd like to think.
Yeah. All right.
What do you got?
Well, I was looking around to see what I got, and then all of a sudden it hit me. Yeah, we have to talk about the Super Bowl. Have to talk. I mean, it was just last night. You got to talk about it. Did you watch?
I did. I just watched for the numbers. The pool numbers.
Oh, did you win anything?
Nah. Didn't win.
I only bought one box, and it was with Diane on Tuesday. So I'll have to yell at her tomorrow because she never contacted me. She never told me what my number was.
Yeah.
And I haven't been contacted saying I won anything either.
Right.
So I'm assuming it's all in Diane's pocket.
Yeah.
Which maybe I can reach in tomorrow and try and grab.
Well, if she shows up, if she even shows up, if she won, she's going to show up.
That's true.
So if she's not here tomorrow, you know why?
She's off with my money.
She won money and does not want to give you your share.
Okay, so I'm with you. I didn't have much skin in the game. Really didn't care.
I really didn't think it was going to be such a blowout like that.
I don't think anybody thought that.
Didn't see that coming at all. Didn't
Shocked.
see it coming at all.
I mean, at least Kansas City came back and scored. What was it? 22 points.
Yeah, whatever it was. But
so they only lost by 18. I mean, that was what?
It was like
40.
There was a 34-point deficit.
Yeah,
which was like the second biggest. But if I had, if somebody put a gun to my head and said, "Who do you really want to win?" I probably would. I'd pick the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
As much as I really don't, Philly fans they're all fucking crazy. They're out of control.
Yeah,
they're violent.
That's exactly why I was rooting against Philly.
And I'm surprised we didn't hear anything on the news like riots in Philadelphia last night with them wrecking the city. Because
I did see something.
Crazy.
I did see something. A guy on a hotel, they got those narrow awnings as you're walking in. There was a guy on top of one. That's all I saw.
Yeah, but because I'm tired of hearing about Kelsey and Taylor Swift. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be a song as soon as you break up. You're gonna be the next song.
Yep.
And I'm tired. Oh, Taylor. And now when they showed her last night in the booth, there was lots of booing.
Lots of booing.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice that the game was in New Orleans, but it did seem to be Philadelphia heavy.
Well, did you see when the Chiefs were coming out, how much booing there was before the game? And then when Philly came out, I said, oh, look at this.
So I'm thinking that's why she was booed.
Maybe.
Not like,
But, people are sick of her. She's not a nice person. She puts this persona on about being, I love kids. All that. She's not a nice person.
Oh, is that right?
She's not a nice person.
You've seen her at the airport?
I have not seen her at the airport, but I was talking with an individual in the industry.
Oh.
And there was another individual there. I can't really say names of what they do at the airport, but his half-brother is John Mayer.
Oh.
And I was like, really? And he goes, nah, my brother, I know how he is when it comes to dating, whatever, so I get that. He goes, but let me tell you, and the lady from the music industry, she goes, she's a bitch.
Wow.
And John Mayer's half-brother goes, yep. He goes, my brother's no angel, but she is not a nice person.
I know a girl. She's in her early 30s, so this is probably like 10 years ago. She was partying in the city, her and a bunch of girls. They're at some club, and she said it was like 2, 3 in the morning. Actually, I take that back. They went out to a club for some night of dancing and debauchery. Then they went to a quiet after-hours bar where they're hanging out and drinking. They're sitting right by the window. And, it's New York City. It's always crazy, busy, people walking by. A guy is walking by. He walked by and then actually came back because this girl is very pretty, and I'm sure she's got pretty friends. He stopped, came back, looked in the window, saw them, came in, sat with them. This is a story she told me, that it was John Mayer. And she said that they sat with him for like an hour or two, just drinking, talking, laughing. And then he didn't even hit on any of them. He just got up and left. But yeah, she swore up and down. She said he wasn't as bad as what I've heard about him. I'm almost positive he was like coked up. She said he was just kind of odd.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, which I shouldn't be talking. This is completely all out of turn. Sorry,
it's all
John
hearsay.
Mayer. I'm a huge fan of his music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very talented.
He's great. I've seen
very
him
talented,
once
sure.
or twice. He's great.
Yeah.
So when he comes around, we can't afford $300. So talk to your friend, the brother-in-law, and tell him, hey, look.
Oh, the half-brother?
Yeah, half-brother. We'll give him, and now see, we'll half-blow him. And he'll give us half.
Who's this we? You got a frog in your pocket?
Yeah, I'm volunteering.
Don't be offering up my oral services anywhere.
But they're better than mine.
Well, I don't know why. You taught me. I just
not
took
good
it
at
to a
what I
different level.
do.
But anyway,
Christy Brinkley has to deal with a what? Christy Brinkley has to deal with a bad tip. All right, that's good, Fremder. That was good, clever. GD wants to know what he missed. We were just complaining about Billy Joel and Sting because they're playing Citi Field in August, and the face value for the cheapest ticket is $300. So we're mad about it. So we're talking about that. We're talking about the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So you didn't really care who won.
I didn't care who won. No, but like I said, if I had to make a choice, it would have been Philadelphia. Plus, Rob McElhaney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I follow the team that him and Ryan Reynolds own over in Wales, UK.
Okay.
The Wrexham Football Club.
Right.
So I follow that team, too. That's like my second favorite team after Liverpool. So since Rob McElhaney's a massive Philly fan, I wanted it for him as well.
All right.
And, they never showed him on screen. Now, his football club, Wrexham Football Club, had a good commercial. It was pretty funny.
Which one was that?
The one with the guys all dressed up in the soccer uniforms.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
I
kind of forget the whole premise of it because I was like, Mary's like, I was doing something in the kitchen. She's like, Wrexham's on the commercial. And I walk in, I'm like, oh, yeah. And it was over. So I kind of missed the whole thing. But it was she said it was really good. I kind of missed most of it. But yeah, and I figured, maybe they'll show him, and they never showed him. Probably one of the biggest Philly fans. He's a true blue Philadelphia fan. He's not a celebrity just there because he's a celebrity and he can go. He's a true blue diehard Eagles fan.
Did you happen to see the first time they showed McCartney?
Yes. When he was with Adam Sandler?
Well, that's all right, yes. And that's what I thought was funny. So McCartney is sitting there, and in the row in front of him, but maybe, 5 people over, was Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
So the camera's wide, so you can see them both. And it sure looked like, and I got a little chuckle out of it, it sure looked like Paul yells over to Sandler. Sandler looks up at him, and, this is on the and Paul, it sure looks like he goes, keep it down. Keep it down. And he's going like this, and just as Sandler raises his arm and it looks like he's about to say something back, that's when the camera cut away to something else. But
no, I didn't notice that.
I got a little chuckle out of that.
Maybe they were teasing back and forth.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I love it either way. If Paul's busting balls, that makes me love the guy even more.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. I've seen in other interviews and other footage, he does seem to have that kind of humor.
Yeah.
Like he likes busting balls.
Yeah.
So I love that. Or if it was real, where Paul McCartney's 80-something years old and he's turning into a get off my lawn. Hey, keep it down.
Yeah,
that cracks me up too.
Yeah, I can't see that part. I can't see that version of it because you're in a football stadium where it's insane. So, if he's looking over at one guy, it's So I think it had to be the ball-busting version.
But they could have been sitting in a suite where the noise is not as bad and Paul's trying to enjoy the game and this guy is drinking with his buddies and hey. And, Sandler doing the whatever that shit he does. Yeah. That was a bad Sandler impression.
It was terrible.
Yeah, sorry. So I could see. It's good for him. Shut up, Sandler.
And meanwhile, Paul, if you're out there listening, can you kind of come back to the New York area? And when I say New York area, I don't mean MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, true.
I hate going to MetLife Stadium. If you could just come over here, a little something.
Yeah, he hasn't been in, like...
It's been a little while.
Yeah, like actually in New York. He
Yeah.
hasn't played here in a while.
Yeah. And, you know, if you go to MetLife Stadium, I'm going to go. But, you know, I prefer it not be there.
I wonder... I'm going to predict he shows up at Yankee Stadium, Billy Joel's Yankee Stadium show.
I don't know.
Billy showed up at his Yankee Stadium show.
Mm.
Billy, when I saw, as I mentioned before, Paul at Citi Field,
Yeah.
Billy showed up
Yes.
at that.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I don't think we talked about that on the air. Sorry. Yeah, I saw Paul at Citi Field in 2009. Yeah, and Billy Joel
When he
showed
opened
up.
it up.
Yeah, Paul opened it up.
He opened it up. Because Billy closed Shea and Paul showed up.
Right. And technically,
that
Paul closed it because the last song they played was "Let It Be."
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah.
So Paul opened up Shea with the Beatles, closed it with Billy, opened up Citi Field with Billy. Let's see.
And then the halftime show sucked.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was horrible.
All right. I have some thoughts on this. But first off, all right, I don't want to knock the guy, Kendrick Lamar. I don't want to even knock his music, although it's not really my thing. But one, I do agree. I just found it boring.
Oh.
Usually the halftime shows are like a spectacle. This was just a guy walking around with a bunch of people
In bell bottoms.
Yeah.
My daughter thought they were women's pants.
They could have been.
They looked it.
They kind of
They
did look
kinda
like it.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
With guys in red, white, or blue or black robes, just like, bouncing around behind him.
Well, the red, white, blue setup was when they were standing there with the flag. I saw
which is
that.
cool.
Yeah.
But that was like the extent of it. Where's the lights? Where's the fireworks? Where's the hotties? Where's the... I don't know. It was... There was some choreography involved, but it wasn't really much. It didn't... I just didn't think it was exciting. So again, I'm not knocking the guy's music or him as an artist, but...
No, his music sucks.
Well, yeah, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. But
No.
but
I
to
think-
each their own. But I just found it boring.
Yeah.
And then another thought I have with this thing is you had what's her name in it, Serena Williams.
Right.
They show her on the stage, they're dancing, which I didn't understand. I remember thinking to myself, why is Serena Williams there dancing? Like, she's not a dancer, she's not a singer. Then I find out later that she used to date the rapper Drake. And the song that this
song
guy
was
a song about Drake.
Yeah.
Apparently these two
Going
don't get
after
along.
youngins.
So he threw her in the background as an extra dig. I
Gotcha.
don't understand, like, what's with these rappers and their rap battles. I don't really understand that. Good morning, GD.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Jeff.
What's going on,
I
buddy?
just had a question real quick because I did not watch the halftime show. I didn't watch anything after the score went to 24-0 because I was like, okay, the Chiefs are not going to win. I have no interest. But
it was a black rap artist. Like, I thought you had to watch.
Oh no, I didn't. No, but here's my question, because my understanding about halftime shows is that the artists don't get paid and they pay for their own production.
Yes, I've heard that.
Okay, so if I do not know what Lamar's financial situation is, but for example, let's just say that I got picked for a to do a halftime show. They said, GD, you're going to do a halftime show. It's coming out of your own pocket. I'd say, okay, great. I get to be on the Super Bowl. My budget is like $60.
Well,
I don't know what they're going to get for $60, but that's it.
Well, all right. Well, first off, I like to think Kendrick has more than that. But the other thing, just because it lies on the artist doesn't mean he's paying for it. Like, if I'm him, I'm calling the record company or I'm calling some sponsors. Like, somebody's paying.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that kind of sway. So I would be maybe $70. I might be able to get an extra 10.
Well,
extra 10. There you
if
go.
you were doing the halftime show, I'm pretty sure if you got 60, me and Jeff, Ron, Steven, I'm sure we can all match it. And then I got a feeling, Dog can do at least twice that. So you'll get some support where you might end up with like maybe $600.
And then he could do his halftime show could be his stripper days. He could bring back.
Oh, now you're talking.
GD Fenderson returns.
Oh,
and
I like
just
it.
announce it right there in the Super Bowl, and then he's
perfect.
And or I could threaten to go naked, and then I'll really get a bunch of people to say, "Okay, no, we're going to pay for."
They're
wardrobe.
paying you.
Yeah. They're like,
not.
we'll donate the wardrobe. We're not going to look at this.
Exactly. That's what happens when I'm stripping. I end up paying the people to watch it. Whether no matter what your budget is, even if it is just a 60, I bet it would have been better than Kendrick Lamar's.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to get Serena Williams.
Maybe get Samuel L. He was in it too. Samuel L. was all over it.
Okay.
Him, I bet you could have gotten.
But I could have gotten him, but I think he would have got when he saw what I was paying him. He would have said "motherfucker" on stage.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and it did. In all seriousness, that did go through my head. Like, is he going to drop a mother effer right there on TV?
Love when Samuel does that.
Motherfucker. Oh, nobody says
drops
it like him. Yeah. Even if we don't match the 60, you could have had. Oh, dude, you could have had you and Dog playing guitars. And I would have been up there spinning my leg. See, that would have been all the talk today. Hey, did you see that guy spinning his leg on stage?
Especially if we removed your foot and replaced it with like a dildo.
Yes. And then Serena Williams would have been there.
Yeah.
And you with the dreads, people would have thought, oh, it's Lenny Kravitz up there. So it would have been a good halftime show.
It'd give it a whole new meaning to sticking your foot up somebody's ass.
But of course, what they would have said was, "Gee, Lenny let himself go to hell, didn't he?"
So how was Dog this morning? Is he feeling all right? Is he back to normal?
I don't know what normal is anymore. I think it's a new normal.
Define normal.
But we had a guest who, he was late. I think Matt was having issues with something because he kept bringing up health issues.
Oh, boy.
But he brings them up in such a serendipitous way. Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know if I used that correctly.
Sounded good to us.
Yeah, it sounds like it made sense.
Yeah, that's my black roots slipping in. Where you get these people who know big words but don't know how to use them. So they'll go, "Yeah, lady, I'm going to be at the restaurant." And says, "Yeah, I'd like to order a Diet Coke with some serendipity." So you want what? I want a serendipity, right? I want to take it and put a straw and dippy. What? So
Mixito said, "Don't give me that minutia."
That's right.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
I love people with the word of day calendar and don't know how to use the words they got that day.
Yeah, but then uneducated guys like us, we're just like, "Oh wow, he's an educated black man." Very nice. So, did you have a favorite commercial, or did you win money on the Super Bowl? Did you have anything with the Super Bowl?
Oh no, I don't. If you see me betting, back away, because that means I know something that nobody else knows.
Oh, nice.
I do not bet on things I cannot control.
Good, smart man. Smart man.
So you'll never see me bet on a woman.
That's great.
So, but I knew that the Chiefs were in trouble because anytime my wife, who doesn't know, you know what my wife knows about football? Tom Brady. That's what my wife knows about football. She was going off. She was like, "Look, he has no protection. How can he throw the ball? He has no protection in that hole." She said, and then she says like, "He needs more time to throw." The O-line said, she's just breaking down the Chiefs O-line. Like,
wow.
And I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, I know they're in trouble. Because if my wife can break down what's going on, then she looked at me, And when it was 10-0, I said, well, the Chiefs can still come back.
Yes, right.
When it was 17-0, I said, I don't think so. I said, it's possible, but the Eagles will have to have a collapse.
Right.
After 24-0, I said, the Eagles are not going to collapse.
Yep. Yep, absolutely right. And you were right.
Because it's not like the Patriots. When the Patriots faced Atlanta in the Super Bowl and the Patriots were down, my wife's a huge Patriots fan, and she was ready to turn off the television. I said, no, it's worth watching because Atlanta's going to collapse. They can't believe they're here. And the Patriots are like, who the fuck are you, Atlanta? You can't do this to us.
Yeah, right.
And so the Patriots can come back. And so last night when we were watching the game, I said, the Eagles aren't going to collapse. This is not the same thing as like Atlanta. This is the Eagles team. They know they belong here. They are a very good team.
Yep. Yep.
No.
And you're right. The defense for Philadelphia was just almost as perfect as it gets.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable.
Yep.
So.
Yes, and when you're a good defense and you get that kind of a lead, then you can start showing your ass. You can start doing all kinds of crazy shit, you know?
Yep. But they didn't. They played it safe, and they didn't take for granted that big lead because they knew that Kansas City has the ability to come back.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and he has.
Yeah.
But now the stream I was watching,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if all streams had the same announcers. The one with mine was Tom Brady and his partner.
And Burkhardt.
Yeah.
Tom
Brady would not shut the hell up about himself.
Yes.
Well, and in this Super Bowl, when I played this Super Bowl, when I did this one, the whole entire game, he had to reference something to himself in one of the Super Bowls he was in, one of the 7 he was in.
Yep.
I'm like, holy shit.
But you know what he wouldn't reference? Because he mentioned this about Holmes. Because look at Holmes. Holmes has happy feet. Holmes has happy feet. He's not getting his feet set. That's what we all said about Brady every time he got hit. When Brady got hit, he got happy feet, and that's when he started messing up.
He couldn't handle being hit. It would jack him up for the rest of when he got hit too much. That's
and so for him to say that about Holmes and not mention it, I'm not saying he needed to. He could have just said, and I know what that's like. I've been there. But no, it's not. No, the man. I told my wife I really cannot stand Tom Brady.
Oh my God, I disliked him even more after yesterday's game. I was like, man, this guy keeps talking about himself.
And I'm a Wolverine, and I don't like Tom Brady.
That's funny. Very nice. All right, GD. Cool. Well, appreciate the call as always, my friend.
All right, guys. I'm just too late. Look, I could have typed that, but I'm just too lazy to type.
No, that's cool.
But it's
always nice to get the call.
Yeah, by the time I typed it, you guys would have been on hour 4.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now it's always much better getting the phone call.
Absolutely, always good to talk to you,
chat.
man. Absolutely.
All right, I'll try not to wear out my welcome then. I'll
not
call
at
again,
all.
but
Never.
I'll wait. I'll wait till like 12:25.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you.
All right.
Have a good one. Ciao.
And our apologies to John Rusiello. I think he may have been calling my cell while we were talking to GD.
Excuse me while I stretch.
Let's see.
You ever notice how good a stretch feels?
Oh, sure.
It's just like, yeah, it's nice.
Fremder, nice shirt. You look like a golden shower. No, I don't. It's a happy face. And then I think I saw. Did I see Kenny Freeberg? There he is. He didn't even see Serena Williams. Yeah, she was back there. We paid a ridiculous.
My daughter caught that actually. She goes, "That's Serena," and I go, "Is it?" And she brought it back. I said, "Oh yeah, look at that."
Yeah, it was hard to see in the background. You saw a girl, but
Yeah.
then they did zoom in on her
Right,
at one point. Kenny Freeberg. Oh, John's calling back. Okay. Good morning, Romeo.
Hey.
Hey.
You know, it's probably my age, it's probably my upbringing, but the Super Bowl and the NFL never ceases to amaze me. They're a fucking disgrace. And I'll tell you why. And 90% of the people probably didn't realize this. You never, ever have somebody singing the national anthem sitting down. To me, that turned the whole fucking game over.
No, well, he was sitting down because he was playing the piano.
He had no fucking business sitting down. This is the national anthem. You stand.
You do stand.
You respect your country. You respect your company as freedom is.
Even if they're playing an instrument to
Exactly right. Why? Fucking David Lee Roth. Every piano player in the world in the 50s stood up.
Is that seriously? I'm not arguing. I really just don't know. You're telling me. So, because I'm thinking I've seen the other way where people are sitting down because they're only sitting because they have to play. They're not standing. They're not sitting down out of a disrespect.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Huh.
You don't sit down when you're honored when you're singing this country's national anthem.
Very true.
Okay.
And I completely agree. But I'm thinking unless you have a job to do, like play an instrument while you're playing the national anthem, no.
No. Listen, first of all, the singer should be just standing up alone. Now, if you want to play the piano,
yeah,
okay, fine, but you stand up. Okay? You know, it just turned off the whole entire game for me. And again, listen, I realize I'm old. I realize I have different values. I realize that I work for a paramilitary agency, you know, and stuff. But that was, to me, that was just disrespectful.
Now, and believe me, I'm with you. I'm one of those guys that yells, "Take your hat off." You know.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So I'm with you. But now, I was thinking unless you're doing a job like playing the piano when singing. But now, what about at any game, whether it's a Super Bowl or a baseball game, a hockey game? What about the cameramen? These guys walk around to get their shots during the national anthem. Is that acceptable or no?
Well, they walk around. They're still standing, and they shouldn't. I understand what you're saying. They should.
Yeah, technically they shouldn't be walking then by what you're saying.
Yeah, they should. Right. But listen, that's the way this country is built now. That's nobody understand. Nobody is going to question these things. Nobody's going to question these little silly things. It's just, listen, I boycotted football for a whole season because the NFL, and it's the NFL's fault, didn't find that team with Pasternak or Rasternak, whatever the fuck his name is. It knelt down. The NFL didn't do a goddamn thing.
Right. Yeah. Patrick.
Right? And you know, it's
Kaepernick? Oh, yeah, Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, he's an asshole. That's asshole. Okay, I mean, it's just terrible. And like I said, nobody. I had a few people over. We had you've been in my house, Tony. You see that I have a beautiful flat screen TV that covers the whole entire wall. And I'm having a great time. And I see this, it turned my stomach.
Wow.
It really did. It turned my stomach.
No, believe me, I'm with you. I just didn't think of it as far as that, but like I said, you know, when I'm at an event, I hate, and it seems to be acceptable now, like to walk around, like to find your seat.
Oh yeah.
It used to be you have to stop wherever you are.
I do, and we're at Met games or something. Yeah.
Yes,
we stop. I stop.
And you put your hand over your heart. All right. Some people say that's not acceptable anymore either. All right, but I don't know. I'm just ranting. As far as I'm concerned, the game sucked. All right?
It did.
And the NFL has no. I tell you, if the hockey league or the baseball league, they would never get away with that shit. It's only the NFL.
Huh.
It's only the NFL. What do you think? What do you think, Jeff?
National Felons League, right? Yeah, no, absolutely. Like as I was just saying to Tony, whenever I take the family to a ball game or something, Met game, as soon as they start the anthem, if I'm not in my seat, you know, we're still walking to the seats by the concession areas, I stop. And it annoys the shit out of me that everybody else, talking, gabbing up a fucking storm, still going to look for their seats. The vendors all stop. They stop serving and all that. Sure. But you still got tons of people just walking through the concession areas trying to get to their seats, and the anthem is on. It's like, stop for the 30 seconds.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
There was only one thing that I remember that was worse, and that was that wacky comedian that sang the national anthem
Roseanne.
and she grabbed the crotch.
Yeah.
What's her
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne, yeah. Roseanne Barr, yeah. Well,
yeah, that was a total disgrace.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I would urinate on her. I'm sorry. You know.
You never know, she might like it, John.
It's just not a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Gentlemen, have a wonderful show. And Jeff, by chance, I have to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
By chance, you didn't see the show on Friday, did you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you should look at it.
You know, Tony, we were discussing that before. I'm going to go back and check. Yes.
You should look at it,
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah.
It was very entertaining.
I might be a little
okay?
scared. I'm not sure.
There's
nothing to see.
Nothing to see
And
here.
I got to tell you something. All right, even he stood up.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Johnny. Good talking to you, brother.
Love you guys.
Talk to you soon, pal.
Bye.
Hey, I see. My friend Trish made it on today. Hey, Trish. What's happening?
Oh, good morning, my friends. Very nice. What? Friender. The Chiefs play like shit because they wipe their ass with TP. Jeez. According to P. Diddy, rap used to have an E at the end. Oh, jeez.
Good God.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand all the rap artists. Like somebody's always got a beef with somebody.
I know.
I mean, to the point
East
where
Coast,
they,
West Coast. Oh,
yeah, right. I never.
Def Jam Records versus
I don't
whatever.
recall that in our day with our, with bands we'd listened to back in our day. Whoever was big, in our prime, when we were the relevant ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, so we were teenagers in the '80s. I can't think were there. Bands did
There
bands
was
fight
no
with each other like the
rival.
rappers do? I
Nah.
don't recall anything like that.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Paul McCartney said the Stones were a good bar band, but that was about it.
And didn't he say that just
They
recently?
yeah. Well,
he didn't say it back then.
Did he just bring it up from back then or something? But it's good banter though. That's just regular.
They're all friends.
Yeah.
The Beatles wrote songs for the
Oh
Stones.
yeah, they gave them their first hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to me. I don't
Yeah.
understand this to the point where, you're throwing it in your Super Bowl halftime show.
Mhm.
Like, that's a lot of hate.
We need to, have a rock act for next Super Bowl. Tired of this last few years.
I don't think that's
Just
coming
rapping
anytime soon.
shit.
I think the days of rock acts are at the halftime show. I think it's over. I don't think we'll ever see it again, to be honest with you. I mean, we talked about it last week with the Grammys. The rock categories weren't even shown on the main broadcast.
Yeah, and now with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you got shit acts going in there that aren't even rock and roll. It's not even rock and roll. It's garbage.
Well, don't get us started. We've had a lot of fights on here. Me and Romeo and other people. We've had fights on here about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rusciello thinks I wasn't knocking Cher getting in, but my complaint was Cher shouldn't get in before Joe Cocker, before Steve Winwood, before Bad Company.
Correct.
And Rusciello and most people disagreed with me.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
What kind of people is this?
Lots of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we like any of them?
Or
do we like them less now?
It took me a little time to get past it. Yeah, I was.
But no, Tony, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I was strongly opposed on this show by many people. I was.
They were wrong. How about that? They were wrong.
Fremda says he always stands to the national anthem, even if he's taking a crap. Best Super Bowl halftime show was when Pantera played Cowboys from Hell during the Cowboys halftime. All right, yeah, give me who do you think was your worst halftime show?
Last night.
Yeah,
that was the worst. One of the worst ever.
No,
I don't like any of that crap though.
I think the worst was he just played the Grammy. We talked about it. He was the surprise performer at the Grammys. The Weeknd.
Oh yeah.
His halftime show a few years ago. I think that was the worst. That was just.
I'd have to see it again to really remember, but
please,
I don't.
Don't do that to yourself.
No. I don't have that kind of time.
Ooh,
I'll never get
that
it
was
back.
bad. I mean, last night, not one of my favorites, but I thought the Weeknd was terrible. All right, who's your favorite?
Well, Paul McCartney.
Absolutely. Paul's up there.
Aerosmith was dynamite. Stones did excellent. Again,
Bruce.
all our stuff. That we like.
I do think as much as I love Paul, there is one that I think was better than him.
Oh yeah,
Prince.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Prince's
he did a good
halftime
one.
show, I think, was
it was excellent. It was excellent.
And Beyonce came out, and
no use for her.
Yeah, I go back and forth, but she doesn't. Honestly, just one way or the other, I just don't care about her. But at that time, and still, I think she's a gorgeous woman.
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying I had
Right,
no use for her.
but back then,
want to do this cowboy shit. She's also she's a cowgirl because she put a fuking cowgirl.
Her version of Blackbird, I think, was actually pretty good.
I didn't listen to it.
She does Blackbird on this country album, and Paul actually gave her permission. They sampled some of him on it, and then he did add something new to it. Was it? I don't think it was guitar. I forget what it was, but he's on it. Yeah, it was. I actually liked it. But when she performed with Prince, that, in my opinion, was like her prime when she was like at the top of her game, and she was like stunning back then. To me, that was like almost the perfect halftime show.
No,
great,
it was
great music,
it was a good one.
great guitar,
It was a good one.
great effects, and then you get a great hottie dancing around. Like, I thought it was fantastic. Trish says it is true that the halftime entertainers put in a bid to perform for the Super Bowl. Oh, she's asking. Sorry. Oh, is that true? I don't know. So they actually do have to pay. They don't.
And they're paying.
Not only are they not getting paid, but you're saying they put in a bid. Oh wow, I don't know. I would say no though, because if that was the case, then why wouldn't we see rock acts?
Right.
Like I don't know. Let's say.
Because then if they kept picking rap music, that'd be like discriminatory.
Right. But I would think if, like the Foo Fighters, if they put in the highest bid, well then, all right, there's a rock act.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Good question, Trish. We'll have to dig into that one.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing getting in between Sonny and Cher's relationship was a tree. I missed the weekend's halftime show because I was blinded by the light.
He liked Bruce's better.
Oh, is that what that means?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I thought Bruce's halftime show was fantastic too. That was one of my favorites. You know, it was one of my favorites that nobody really talks about was Tom Petty.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Him and McCartney, like very, not crazy with the effects and the pyros or anything, but just great
solid performance.
tunes, solid band. Yeah, that's what I liked about Paul. Billy Joel has never done a halftime show. And you know who I always wanted to see do a halftime show? Van Halen. And now we've missed the boat on that.
Yeah.
That's a good halftime show. The songs they have.
Yep.
I think that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I always wanted to see
Maybe
them
they can
do it.
get Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony. Do something there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I
With
just
the
don't know.
backing
If they're
band.
not, they're not the big names they used to be.
I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what rock acts are still maybe Bad Company maybe. But I don't know. Like that's what I mean. The rock acts aren't big. They're just not what they used to be.
Trish thinks that the weekend's halftime show was better than last night's.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'd have to agree with that. I remember a little bit of the weekends. It was definitely better than last night. I'll have to agree.
Yeah, I don't. I
don't care about any of that music, but if I had to say, put a gun to my head, which one was better, I agree.
Didn't Bruno Mars do the halftime show?
He was good.
He did
a pretty good halftime show. Yeah.
Yep.
Again, not a big fan of the music. He's got some catchy shit.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
Kids but it was. He did do a good halftime show. Actually. Yeah, it was definitely a performance for sure. But yeah,
The Who did a good one. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it.
The Who did one. Yeah.
Wow. All right, so did you?
I'm trying to think when they really started these halftime shows. How long ago was that? They really started getting into a production.
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it interesting that last night was only the 59th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That means 1966 was the first one. That blows my mind
Jets
too.
won Super Bowl III in '69.
Right.
But there was world champ. Before that, they called them football world championships, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, the
GD
Super Bowl phrase just
true.
When they changed the rates around.
GD says, "I hope that a vet in a wheelchair never sings the national anthem. Romeo might have a seizure." That's very funny. That's
a good
very
one.
funny.
That's a good one.
Somebody pick him up.
I can't wait to see John's reply to that.
Van Halftime would have been called. Yeah, Van Halftime. I like that. I think they missed the boat on. Wasn't there one halftime show some years back with like the Blues Brothers and ZZ Top and James Brown?
That kind of sounds familiar, actually.
I think there was. I seem to have this memory of all of them dancing on stage together.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, Trish says Billy Joel should do it next year.
Yeah.
Has Madonna ever done it? Missed the boat, too. She's too old now to put on a good show.
God,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. She was thinking the same thing. She was wondering about Madonna, I think. I almost think she did.
Yeah? Yeah.
I kind of think she did. But we're gonna have to see. We'll start sending messages to Billy on social media.
You know, we're talking about McCartney, Ringo, and his All-Star band. I mean, he gets heavy hitters. Like right now, he's he's got the guys from Toto and Men at Work. Like
He's
that.
always got Joe Walsh.
Yeah, like that would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The Eagles.
The Eagles.
That would be a good halftime show. The Eagles.
Yep.
Wow, how can I forget the Eagles? That would be a good halftime show. I don't think we'll ever. I really don't. I don't think we'll ever see a rock act again.
Yeah,
halftime show. I just
terrible.
I know it is sad.
Foo Fighters should have one. For sure.
Yeah. All right. Now, what did you watch the commercials?
Yeah, for the most part, some of them were okay. Nothing too like. I mean, some years ago, there's some that were just absolutely hysterical.
Yeah.
You know, especially when the Bud Frogs came out the first time. You know, then they just overdid that over the years.
They burnt that to the ground.
Yeah, but yeah, nothing that really stood out. Like I said, the one Wrexham Football Club commercial that Rob McElhaney and Ryan Reynolds owned, that was a pretty decent one. I caught of it.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
And I made a point to sit and watch the commercials more than I made a point to watch the game.
Yeah.
Like I was making my dinner and stuff, during the game. I could just hear it. But because I want to see the commercials because I just didn't care that much about the game. But and plus I knew that's what people were always talking about the next day. So let me So I don't remember that damn commercial.
Yeah.
I like the one with the. Did you see the cancer commercial? Where the kid is like he's dressed up like a boxer and he's coming out of the hospital and they were all cheering him on.
I think I missed that one.
Oh, okay.
That one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Did you see that Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
I didn't see the Ben Affleck one, but I saw I like the one with Matt Damon and David Beckham.
David Beckham. That was good.
As
yeah, the long lost brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
At the end when he goes, I'm told. What did David Beckham say? Something. When Matt Damon goes, you should get like a Matt Damon something, and he goes, no, more like Ben Affleck, and he goes, oh, sorry to hear that.
I think he was asking like the level of fame, like
the
like
level
Matt
of fame,
Damon
right.
famous,
like Matt Damon, no,
Ben Affleck.
Like, sorry to hear.
There was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Ben Affleck.
I missed that one.
It played, and I remember sitting there. Now I'm not a big Affleck fan. I like some of his stuff. Like I hated him as Batman, and he just seems like a real tool. But this commercial played, and I stared at the TV. I was like, "What? Like I had no idea what was going on." Went on YouTube this morning. There's the unedited version, which is almost 7 minutes long.
Oh God!
But I was like, "Oh, screw it," and I watched it, and it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
But they edited it down last night to like 30 seconds or a minute. I couldn't for the life of me tell what was going on. I was like, this was weird. I think the saving grace was his brother is in it. His brother is a pisser. I love his brother, Casey.
Oh, Casey Affleck, yeah.
And there was a quick shot of Giant Silent Bob, who I love.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh. But in this edited version, you just see them quickly. In the 7-minute version, again, it makes a lot more sense, and Jay and Silent Bob have, they have lines, and it just made more sense. But last night during the Super Bowl, I was like, what in the world was happening here?
And Mary pointed this out last night too. You don't see much of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon palling around so much these days. I wonder if they kind of.
Oh yeah, you think they're on the outs?
I don't know. No, I'm not saying that, but there's not. You never see, they're doing this together, they're doing that together. You don't see them doing much together anymore. I've met both of them.
You have?
Yeah, at different times. Can't say enough of cool things about Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Stop,
There-
talk to you. You can bust each other's chops about baseball.
Oh really?
Yeah.
There's a buddy of mine, a comedian here at the club, Chris Williamson. Great dude. Lives in West Hempstead. I don't know how or why this happened. I don't even remember what it was for. This is maybe about a year ago. They were filming a movie in West Hempstead, and Matt Damon was there. He was in the movie. And it was right near Williamson's house or something, so he went over and he posted a picture, and he said he had a nice conversation with Matt Damon, said he was the greatest guy.
Oh, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Ben Affleck?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I figured.
Can't be bothered.
They do great
can't-
work together.
He can't be bothered. He's like, hey, Ben. You know.
Right. Yep.
See you. Matt Damon will sit there and talk to you.
Good Will Hunting, one of the best movies ever.
Excellent.
And I do love Dogma.
Excellent.
You ever see Dogma with the two of them?
No.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. It gets a little stupid at points, but I love that movie. I think it's a very good movie. According to Google, Madonna performed in 2012 at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just can't remember when. I know she did.
The Hellman's commercial was terrible. Yes, I agree. That was Kenny Friedberg. Yeah, the Hellman's commercial was Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan.
I saw that one. Yeah.
To me,
who was the girl at the end?
Yeah, she's an actress. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't remember her name for the life of me at the end.
Know. Which, to me, that you're now like taking away from the original.
Yeah.
Like, leave it alone. It's a classic.
Back when Meg was hot.
Right, now
it's getting all this plastic done.
Ugh.
Face. Terrible.
Her and Courtney Cox, it kills me all the work they did to themselves. They didn't need it.
Yeah.
And then to have this current famous actress who has nothing to do with Harry Met Sally. Like, why was she picked? Like, I don't know. I didn't like that commercial at all.
Billy Crystal's like, oh, this is a real one.
Right. Excuse me.
Need some throat lotion?
What?
Nothing. No, I mean, like
Hey.
honey.
Oh.
Some tea, honey or something.
Of course. John Rusciello, JD, you're missing the point. I think he means GD. You're missing the point. If you have a handicap and you are a singer, then there's no problem. I think GD was kidding, Romeo. Take it easy. Frank C. loved the Dunkin' Donut commercial. Oh, all right. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what in the world was going on. Oh, yeah. Trish is even saying the Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Ben was okay. Frank C. Dogma was Kevin Smith's best movie. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think Clerks is...
Clerks, the original Clerks.
Clerks.
That was filmed all by my cousin's
is that right?
place in Jersey.
Another thing that they ran to the ground and ruined.
Yeah. They should have just left the first one. And that was it. Yeah.
I don't even know if I saw 3. 2 I thought was terrible.
Yeah. The first one was the best.
The first one is classic. The Cancer Kid one was awesome, says Trish. Sydney Sweeney was the actress in the Hellman's commercial. GD, Sydney Sweeney was... Oh, he says it too. Okay. There were some commercials with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise and Harrison Ford, not together. 3 separate commercials where they were like trying to be like almost like patriotic. I don't know. There was something about them that just didn't do it for me.
You talking about the Harrison Ford one with the Jeep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise, I think his was about the military, if I remember right.
Don't remember, but I caught part of it. But he's a tool.
Yeah,
he's a tool.
And he's looking to the camera with a little smirk.
Yeah,
we should be thanking these people. I don't know. Yeah,
but I thought Harrison's was pretty, like, a little cliche at the end, but it was in a good way. It was like, I like a Jeep, even though my last name is Ford.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was like, what did he just say? And I said, oh, he said his last name was Ford. Yeah. So
yeah.
That was okay. That was all right.
Ben Affleck sucks, says Fremder. I'd rather watch the Affleck duck as Batman. Oh, that was before the game started. There was they did a little spoof with some of the players from both teams where Pat Mahomes was Pat-Man, and he was kind of dressed almost like Batman-like.
Oh, yeah?
And they did a little spoof. And
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and what's his name? Barkley, the former Giant who's now on the
Eagles, yeah.
The Eagles, he was in it. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I don't think it was a commercial. I think it was like part of the pregame. But I'm trying to remember what other.
Yeah, I only started the stream like 10 minutes before kickoff.
No, I put it on around 5:15, 5:30, somewhere around there.
I was busy rebuilding, working on my 3D printer.
All right, yeah. Frank Walker says the Eugene Levy commercial was great. Yes.
Frank who?
Frank Walker?
Who's Frank Walker?
I don't know. He shows up here sometimes.
Oh, is that weird guy?
Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say nothing.
Yeah. Gets scared when there's a little snow out there.
Yeah, I got
I'm
you.
going to zoom in.
Oh.
No, but he's right. The Eugene, did you see that one? Because Eugene Levy's got big eyebrows, and his eyebrows like went flying.
No, I didn't see it.
I thought that was, and there was another. So that was what, for Pringles, was it? But then
no,
there was
the Pringles was the mustache thing.
right. All right, so that's all right. So whatever the commercial with Eugene Levy, it was very similar. His eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had the Pringles with the mustache.
Yeah.
I thought those were decent. Those were okay.
Man, evidently, I missed a lot of commercials.
Yeah,
What the
apparently.
hell I was doing.
Yeah,
I was so exhausted during the game actually, because I was up from like 3 o'clock in the morning on.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah. Well, not to get away from the Super Bowl. So I saw my nephew the night before. He was over at the house with his wife for a little bit, and my nephew's a prankster.
Okay.
Oh, he's a funny kid. He's gonna be 40. So anyway, at 3 o'clock in the morning, my Alexa is going off.
Yeah.
An alarm.
He said it?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was sitting next to it the night before. And Mary wakes up. She's like, "Hon, is that the Nest?" You know, we got the Google Nest, the smoke CO detector, right? And I'm like, I hear it. I'm like, no, because the Nest is really loud and wake up, this, that, thing. So I go, it's Alexa in the living room. And I get up. And I'm like, Alexa, turn the alarm off. And she goes, the alarm on? I go, yeah. Guess who was sitting next to it? She goes, yeah, I don't have to guess. She knew right away.
Holy crap.
So, yeah. I feel bad for his wife.
Why?
Because when I pay him back, she's going to get caught in the crossfire.
That's what I was about to ask. So what are we going to do?
I can't I can't divulge that on the air.
But you have a plan.
Yeah. Oh,
good.
yeah. I'll tell you after the show's over.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, but I feel bad for his wife. She's a sweetheart, She's going to get caught in the crossfire.
No,
Be friendly fire.
She knew what she was marrying.
Yeah.
Nope,
yeah, don't
nope.
leave your phone around and, get up and go into another room if he's there, but don't leave your phone there. Because, you could take pictures without unlocking the person's phone.
I did that once to a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the phone, I put it down my pants, took 2 pictures, put the phone back. I was in his basement because he was upstairs. I then go upstairs. I forget why, but I go upstairs, and he's up in his kitchen, and he's on his phone.
And is he sitting there going,
no.
Oh, that wasn't his phone?
So I said, I
God.
go, is that your phone? He goes, yeah. I go, whose phone is that downstairs?
It's his wife's.
His son.
His son.
Who at the
how old?
at the time was 16. Yeah. I went to my friend. He's on his phone. I grabbed him. And I'm literally shaking him. And he's like, and he's on his phone. He's like, what are you doing?
Get off the phone. Get off the phone.
So I said to him, I got to talk to you right now. Right now. So he just puts the phone down. He goes, what? I go, that's your son's phone down here? He goes, yeah. So I said to him, I just took 2 pictures of my dick. And he looks at me. I go, I thought it was yours. He goes, all right. So he yells out to his son. He goes, what's your code? And he goes, why? And then he said it, but he made it sound like a joke. He was like, well, because there's dick pics of Tony on the phone. But he said it in a way that in a way that nobody believed him.
Oh my God!
But yeah, he got the passcode, went
hysterical.
downstairs, and we erased it immediately. Thank goodness.
Oh my God! I thought you say he's gonna be talking on the phone. Go, why is my phone smelling?
Yeah, right. No, I wish that's what happened.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Terrible.
That is terrible. But yeah, so sorry to drag away.
No, it's fine. We're almost done anyway, and it's
he's gonna pay. He's gonna pay.
Good.
Him and I, we want to go to Birmingham to see the last Black Sabbath show.
I think you should go. Once in a lifetime.
I know. I don't know how.
Will it happen
it's gonna
again?
Be.
And
probably not the way Ozzy is right now. Ozzy's what, 74, 75?
And I just read something that says he can't he can't walk anymore. So
yeah, with his neck surgeries, he's old.
He's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how. I want not to be bleak, but I don't know if that guy has much more time.
I don't know. He's lasted this long.
True. GD, Tom Cruise represented the Scientology branch of the military. Is that what the commercial was? There was a Scientology commercial, but I only remember that because it was like a gorgeous girl looking into the camera. Frank C., Giants executives. Why build a decent O-line and QB when we can just trade Barkley? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Fremder, it looks like Eugene Levy has caterpillars on his forehead. Well, and that's why...
I always wonder why he never trimmed those things. Why does he just trim them down?
Yeah, but then you got...
part of his persona now?
You got Martin Scorsese. He's
another one.
Yeah, those things are thick.
Yeah. Crazy.
Carol's there. Hi, Carol.
Carol's finally here.
Yep,
Jeez.
we missed you. Jeff wakes up to Billy Joel's daughter.
Alexa Ray.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't think about that for a minute, Fendi. He threw me off.
Yeah, and GD says, yep, no national anthem for Ozzy since he can't walk. Well,
he definitely wouldn't be singing our anthem anyway.
I was about to say,
he'd
would
be
you really
singing
want...
God Saved...
God
now
Save the
God
Queen?
Saves the King.
Yeah, true.
Yes, yes.
I'd be curious. I think Ozzy singing the national anthem would be very similar to Enrico Palazzo.
Yeah.
I would actually love to see that, actually. I would love to see that.
Oh, good.
So, all right. So that was... so tomorrow... so last Tuesday, we do trivia. And,
Diane's coming tomorrow?
Diane, as far as I know, will be here. And, the 10th... the last question is always sexual in nature. Last week, the question was true or false. You can stop an orgasm once it's started. The answer is false, by the way. But in the comments was Ann, our beloved Ann from California.
Oh, what did Ann have to say?
Ann had to say that she just had one.
Huh.
I was like, oh, there's an interesting answer.
Uh-huh.
So... I said that I wanted to get Ann on the phone and get details to what exactly she meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she would then demonstrate.
Via Zoom?
Phone call is fine.
All right.
So Diane, being the awesome Diane that she is, she said, you got to save that for next Tuesday when I'm here because I want to hear that. I'm like, oh. So we have two dirty girls hanging out, which I love. So that's what's happening tomorrow. We're going to try and get Ann on the phone tomorrow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So that's tomorrow's show with Diane. So yeah, hopefully. Now we have not. Ann has not agreed to this.
You're just hoping she.
I've been pretty much talking about it every day since.
And Ann, what do you think about this, Ann?
And yeah, I haven't seen a comment from Ann in a while. I don't know if she's even still there.
Maybe she's busy having another orgasm.
Maybe she is. So yeah, hopefully we get her on the phone tomorrow and we can find out what's going on.
I wonder if it was like during your show. She must have had like during your show. Was it your voice?
Well, she said I had one. She said I just had one, and the trivia is always towards the end of the show. So yeah, I'm thinking that it was during the show. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my voice.
Maybe it's your voice,
or maybe it's Diane, or maybe it's a mixture of both.
It could be.
So, and then when Romeo called in today, he was referring to Friday's show, where I put on the governor's underwear and my left nut popped out.
Oh, you had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yes. Well, all right. So Rosie was here on Friday. She was telling me about there's a glass case at the brokerage, one of Governor's clubs, and it has all this merchandise in it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Which I've seen a million times, and it's merchandise that nobody's buying, and it's been all that stuff's been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never even noticed that there's a pair of underwear in there with the governor's logo right there. So she talked to one of the owners. She's like, "You got to let me have that." Sure enough, she had it, and she pulled it out on Friday. Rusiello then chimed in and said that he will pay $200, make a $200 donation to the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit, which I am the president of. He said he will make a $200 donation if I put that underwear on. I was like, okay. So I put them on. I walked away. I changed. I came back and was right in front of the camera. And and a ball popped out. So I had to go back and, this underwear was so small that I really thought I was going to rip it. That's how small it was. And poor Rosie had to take that thing home. But yeah. So
she took it back?
Oh, she used a pen to pick it up and put it back in her bag. Yeah. Which I can't say I blame her. And I told her, I said, you don't throw that in the washing machine. I said, you like get an exterminator. I even said at one point, because we knew the snow was coming, I said, leave it on your front lawn and let the snow come down.
Kill all the germs?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, I got you. So Ann had a comment. Ann says, that's right. Nope, sorry. No, back it up. Ann says, it's kind of a strange but true story.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's right, John. Got to keep it classy, never trashy. Trashy's okay, Ann.
Oh, yeah, trashy's
okay. Fine.
But, and you know me, we don't really get too over the line on this show, but you know, we have some questions here and we need some answers, and I don't, you know, a little trash every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think years since we've done anything remotely close to trashy in here. So we're overdue.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Do you think John's telling the truth there?
What did John say?
He says checks in the mail. Now is he being the
No, it
funny?
is no. He's
I'm sure he would send it. Absolutely.
He called me over the week. No, they have donated before.
Yeah, nice.
Him and his beautiful wife Dawn.
Awesome.
And they did. They called me over the weekend because they forgot. They couldn't remember who exactly to write the check out to, and they both had different thoughts, and they were fighting with each other. So they actually called me to settle it. Yes,
that's really cool.
You know, and I did side with Dawn most of the time. Frank C. Speaking of left nut. There's a squirrel outside my window with one. What color was yours? Well, I put it away quickly, so it's still there. Thank goodness. And speaking of Frank C., Blockhead TV on YouTube. Go check it out. That show that Seconds Out did a couple of weeks ago over there at Blockhead Studios that I hosted. The live feed has been up, but now they have the edited version up with interviews in between songs that I did with the band at the studio there. So go check it out. It was a great show. And speaking of Seconds Out, not next Monday, but the Monday after that, Seconds Out will be in the studio with us.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. They're fun guys, they're good guys, and Genesis music is great, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So that'll be a lot of fun. All right. With that, it is time to get out of here. So what do we got? Today is Monday.
The guy's next. Right?
What's that?
The guys aren't coming next.
I don't think Travis is shooting a movie today, so I don't think they're coming.
Not the Spielberg movie. You know, Spielberg's making a movie in Huntington.
Oh, that's right. No. So Travis is doing that, so I don't think they're coming in. Hugh, if you plan on it, better let me know, because I'm leaving. We have stand-up memories at 6 o'clock. Steve Squared at 6:30, and that's it. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9. Me and Diane will be here for Tuesday Trivia tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hershey and the Keys tomorrow night at 9. All right. And thank you, pal, as always.
Oh, thanks for having me, as always.
And, of course, let's see what's going on at the club this weekend. The main stage this weekend, Friday and Saturday, Ismo will be here. Terry McNeely playing the Giggle Room at some point this weekend with Lou Pratz and Billy Geyer and some other great comedians. I believe that's Friday. Joe Curry and Linda Marcus Smith are in the Giggle Room Saturday. And Teddy Smith is playing out there at McGuire's. And I don't know they haven't announced what's going on at the brokerage yet. So go to govs.com, check out the full schedule, and make some reservations to do some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, check out our schedule and information on how you can hire us. If you like to see a fun audience interactive murder mystery, or you like to hire a game show, perfect for your fundraiser, for your corporate event, for your private event, or if you just have a restaurant or a hall and you want to bring people in and make some money.
Or if you want to see Tony in really tight underwear.
Well, yeah.
That's a different event altogether.
That's true. You've got to pay more money for that. This Friday, Valentine's Day, you looking to do something fun? Come to the Islip Terrace Fire Department and join Knockem Dead Comedy. It's a mob-themed murder mystery with a wedding involved, so it's perfect for Valentine's Day. So that'll be a lot of fun. Go get some dinner and come see the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Islip Terrace Fire Department. The info is on Knockem Dead Comedy's Facebook page. All right. Then we're also at Cafe Spiga at the end of the month. Answers wishing everybody a happy day. See you tomorrow. Thank you. If Phil Collins were gay, he'd be Phil Collins. Oh, my goodness.
And I think Romeo's a little mad that you always side with his wife. You always side with her, you prick, he says.
Oh, did he? Why don't I see that?
Yeah, right above Frank C.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, she's a saint. She deserves it.
And she's probably always right.
Well, yeah. And Carol says, sorry she missed the show. Have a great day. Carol, we're just glad you showed up.
Yes, indeed.
Save the best for
Better
last.
late than never.
That's right. All right, we're out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your Monday. And the snow's not until Tuesday into Wednesday.
Tuesday
so
into
yeah,
Wednesday.
so we'll see you tomorrow.
Be safe, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you, pal.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Ciao, man.